covered in mud now. What have you done? What have you done? Look at what you did. Yeah, that's right. And now you want a reward, do you? You do. Where's it, Kira? Find it. Good girl. Hi, I'm Julie, and this is Elegant Sufficiency. Oh, she's settling now. So I'm here hiding out in the greenhouse because my house is very full at the moment. I mean, there's only us, obviously, in lockdown, but my children do seem to take up a lot of space and make quite a bit of noise. So I thought for this one, I need a little bit of quiet, so I am hiding out in the greenhouse. I'm very aware that a greenhouse is not a very good place to hide out, and I might get interrupted at some point, but we'll see how it goes. I have got my cup of tea with me, so I'm going to enjoy that. And I'm also really excited because I've got my new seeds with me for next year, and that's what this video is all about. It is a really nice point in the year to kind of reflect on what we've achieved so far and to plan for the year ahead as well. So that's what my day is all about, and I thought I'd share a little bit of it with you. So this is my not very sophisticated seed box and it's got all of the remnants of last year's seeds, and some of those I'll be able to use again for this year, but many of them I have kind of used quite a lot of. I think last year I had no idea about germination rates. I didn't really know how much of anything I ought to be sowing. So, I mean, Cosmos, I was giving those away to the neighbours, you know, I kind of oversowed some things. So that's my first lesson going into next year, is trying to get those sowing rates right, and maybe have more kind of smaller successional sows rather than just one massive big blast, which I think is probably where, I wouldn't say I went wrong, but you know, I'm going to try and be a bit more sophisticated and subtle this time. So this is my box, but more excitingly, as well as all the bits and pieces from last year, which I will go through and see what I want to work with again, I've also got this very, very, very exciting envelope. So one of the main things that I felt I want to learn from this year and take into next year is basically just being a bit more adventurous. I may have just had beginner's luck with many things, not with my hanging baskets. I'll admit my hanging baskets didn't quite work, and if you want to see my attempts at tomatoes, I'll put a link up there for you to have a look at that video later. But most other things I think I did pretty well for, especially with my first year. I've learnt loads as I've gone, but I'm pretty happy with the kind of harvests that I've had. So rather than repeating that for next year, I'm always wanting to kind of stretch myself and also keep it fresh for me, for my own learning, and try and find something new to challenge myself with. So that's where this comes in. This seed packet has come from Real Seeds. So if you've not heard of Real Seeds before, I'll put a link in the description section below so you can take a look at them yourselves. But basically everybody seems to be raving about Real Seeds in the growing community. They're a UK based company, and they specialise in hard to find varieties and heritage varieties of plants. There's one that I bought simply because it's local to where I come from in Lincolnshire, and it's one that they're trying to kind of revive and bring back. So I was like, well, I can't not help them with that revival, so I bought that one. But yeah, I've not opened it yet. I've had this sat on my bookcase for about a month, and I don't know why I was putting it off. Maybe I was waiting for the right moment, a bit of peace and quiet, and just this opportunity really. So let's open it up. I'm honestly so excited. Oh my gosh! I am so excited by this. Look at those. Aren't those packets gorgeous? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, these are so beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so these are in absolutely no particular order. I'll just go through and tell you what I've got. So this first one, we've got a Blue Fire vine tomato, Chadwick cherry vine tomato. Oh, another tomato here. This one is an Amish paste. And that one's not a tomato, this one is a chili pepper. Last year we did grow tomatoes, but they were very kind of mainstream varieties. I think one of them may have even been an F1 variety. So this year we're going to try a few different ones, hopefully a few different colours. What we really want is kind of this kind of colour of the rainbow in our garden. That's what I'm going for. I really want to introduce my girls and myself to all the different colour varieties that you can actually get, the way that nature does grow, but we just don't see it in the supermarkets. Let's see what else we have. So, yellow carrot, giant red carrot. We may do some orange ones as well, but I've never had different coloured carrots before. What's this? Oh my gosh, I am so excited about this one. My whole family is so excited about this one. This is one of our biggest adventures for next year. My girls are so excited about this one. I hope we have even a little bit of success with it, because I've heard that they are notoriously difficult to grow. But I figure there's just no harm in trying. I'm not looking for massive success. I'm looking for some fun, lots of learning, and if we have a little bit of success at the end and we do get to pop some corn, that will be absolutely amazing for us. I will take you on that journey with us as we go, because I'm going to get the girls involved with making like a cornfield mini patch, probably in the front garden, because they have to kind of grow together in like a good formation to get them to pollinate, and then we'll get them to harvest, because you don't actually know what you have, how good it is, in terms of the corns themselves germinating, and kind of what colours you've got until you harvest and you open them up. So we're going to be waiting with bated breath for that moment, and I think that's just going to be really exciting for us all through the summer next year. It'll be one of our big talking points for us when we're playing out in the garden, and obviously popping it, seeing if we can actually get it to produce something edible. Yeah, I might be more excited than my children on this one, it's possible. So the popcorn was a highlight, but there's so many other things in here that we are really looking forward to. We're going for a calabrese, which is what we think of as broccoli, the one that you see in the shops. I've not grown it before. We eat quite a lot of broccoli, so it kind of makes sense to grow this. You should always grow the things that you actually eat. What we got? Fennel. I do enjoy fennel. I like to have it sliced raw in salads. And again, this is way out my comfort zone for growing. We've got leeks. Again, it's a staple food for us, so not everything we're doing is super exotic and adventurous, but some things are just because it's going to save us buying them in the shops. We cut down on all the kind of waste and carbon and plastic that goes along with our supermarket shopping. This is quite full, what we got here. Purple climbing beans, yes. Yeah, I remember choosing this one. Let me see if I can find it. And yes, Champion of England tall climbing pea. Okay, I'll talk about these two. One of the things that I really enjoyed about our first year growing was the choice to put some of our edibles mixed into the traditional flower borders in the front garden. So these were, again, no-dig flower borders, and I sowed like a zigzag double row of peas up against the back next to the fence. And they shot up beautifully before all the flowers came up, and so we had this really nice edible backdrop. And I thought actually the flowers themselves are quite pretty. In amongst that border, I also had some sweet peas growing on obelisks that I'd made out of canes, and they were really beautiful, and we used them as cut flowers. But I kind of felt there was a bit of waste there. If the peas and beans can have such pretty flowers, maybe we should just do away with the ornamentals and go for something that is both beautiful and functional. So that's where this has come in. So we aren't doing sweet peas this year. We're going to go for edible peas instead. This one is Cos Violet. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Purple climbing bean. And I chose it really because it's got these beautiful flowers, and that was my main reason. The other one is Champion of England tall climbing pea. The packaging says old variety collected by Robert Woodbridge's grandfather in 1940. from a manor garden in Pickworth, Lincolnshire. So it's kept alive by his grandmother and passed to us, being the Real Seed Company, in 2007. They have just loads and loads of different varieties to choose from, and as I was scrolling through I felt a tiny bit overwhelmed because you kind of think it's a bit of a muchness as to which one you go for. When I heard that backstory about that pea, I just felt, because I am from Lincolnshire, I couldn't not choose that one. So I'm kind of glad that I'm helping to keep a bit of history and heritage alive in my own garden. Okay, let's see what else we have. What's this one? Ooh, an early sweet pepper. And over here, we've got a clustered chilli pepper. I've never grown chilli peppers before. This is one for the greenhouse. What's that hiding under there? So, millefleur yellow vine tomatoes. I think I might have bought a lot of tomato seeds. I don't quite remember buying as many tomato varieties as that, but I guess we're going to be growing an awful lot of tomatoes this year. Okay, the last few. What's this one? Black Beauty aubergine. This one is another adventurous one. So I love eating aubergines, and I think that we'd probably eat more of them if we did grow them ourselves. For some reason, when we do go to the shops, we don't often think to pick them up. So I'm hoping that this is actually going to start to change our own cooking habits as well. Cucumber, different variety to last year. I enjoyed growing them. I didn't enjoy eating them so much. Golden sweet yellow podded mange tout pea. Again, this is one that's going to be grown in the mixed edible borders in lieu of something a bit more ornamental. And the last one, what have we got? Paprika pepper! Oh, I forgot about this one. This one was Justin's choice. So I didn't choose the seeds completely on my own, although I did get a little bit carried away with some of them maybe. But Justin, he was thinking about the things that he likes to eat and the flavours he likes to work with. And it was more adventurous items on the list that he was getting excited about as well. So he asked if we could go for this paprika sweet pepper. And again, it's another one that's going to have to be grown here in the greenhouse. It was so exciting for me to look through all those seed packets and kind of remember what it was that I'd ordered, because it was quite a while ago now. And it's kind of exciting doing it the way it becomes a bit of a gift to yourself. So if you haven't ordered your seed packets yet, go and do it and then forget about them and then come back to them in about a month's time, and hopefully it will bring you joy as it has done for me. Hey Kipper, I love you. This has been a really good year for us. I mean, it's 2020 and it's been a challenge. It's been a challenging year for everybody. But in terms of the garden and everything that Elegant Sufficiency is trying to be, which is my family's journey, turning our ordinary garden into a suburban homestead, and things like the wax wraps that I'm now selling on my Etsy shop, all of that's kind of happened this year. And it's just been really, really good for the soul, I think, especially in a tough year. Throwing yourself into growing things, raising, we've had chickens for a couple of years now, but we hatched the quail for the first time in the summer this year, kind of in lieu of having a summer holiday. We couldn't go and stay at the seaside, so that hopefully has given my children something really memorable about this summer. And it's also meant that we've now started that journey of micro-farming, which is kind of the next step on the road to self-sufficiency, really. And over the course of the next couple of months, before we get into growing again, we're planning to build 2 more raised beds so that we've got those up and running, because you may have been thinking, as I was talking through those seeds, where on earth is she going to put them all? And that's very true. We will, the ones that are more exotic and need the heat are going to go here in the greenhouse, so that will be things like the chilies and the aubergines, and the cucumber variety. I think that has to be kept indoors and hand fertilised. The tomatoes are mostly going to be kicked out of the greenhouse. I know some people will be worried about blight if we did that, but we didn't seem to have any issues with our tomatoes that were growing out of doors last summer, so perhaps we just don't have a lot of blight in our area. Either way, I feel it's really worth taking that risk so that we can make best use of this greenhouse for those more exotic plants basically. Then the peas are going to go into the flower borders, the beans are going to be grown up on the teepee again because the girls loved that last year, and we're going to need a whole extra veg bed just for potatoes. We had a half veg bed for potatoes this year, and I loved it. I thought it was great. I know some people say don't waste your time on potatoes because you can buy them so cheaply, but again, we're going for more adventurous varieties, the sort we simply can't get hold of in the shops, and I believe that they're being delivered at the moment, so hopefully I'll have a video soon just talking you through which potato varieties we're going for. So I feel really happy about what we've achieved this year, and anything that you might think of as a mistake, I really haven't. I've just taken it on board as something that I've learned hopefully for next year. And I know I'll be learning so much next year as well, partly because no 2 years are the same with the weather and the seasons, even your soil conditions are going to be slightly different, but also because we've chosen to be more adventurous. I know that not everything is going to go smoothly, but I'm really, really looking forward to just giving it a go. Hey Potter. Kira, you have been so patient. Do you want to go out now? Yeah? Should we do that? Come on then. She's looking at me like I can fit through that gap. I'm coming. Who's a good girl? Kira, where's your toy? Find it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everybody who takes the time to look at my videos. And Kira, you're so noisy. Woof. Sorry. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you found something useful or interesting in this video that you might kind of use as a takeaway for planning your own growing for next year. If you're doing something similar to my plans for next year, please do let me know in the comments. I'd love to read that and hear what you're up to. If you've got any suggestions or any questions, let me know as well. I do read everything. I will get back to you. It's one of her favourite toys. You play with it. You want me to play? Okay, come on then. Really new channel, as you can tell, and I'm just starting out. If you can help me to grow my subscribers, that would be super. You can do that by subscribing yourself and hitting that notification bell. You can like and comment and share, and just let other people know about the kind of videos that I'm doing here if it's something that you think might interest them as well. Thank you so much. See you again.